Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hello out there to all of you. I'm so happy to be back.
Yes, I am happy to be back as well. Welcome to another episode of the Way That I Love You podcast. I'm your host, Will Music.
And I'm your host, Sharana.
And we are the McFadden.
I love our name.
I love our name, too. Matter of fact, I love you.
I love you, too, baby.
And you looking real good to me right now.
You look so good to me. You know this. You know this, man.
All right, we can't get distracted by each other. So, welcome back again to another episode of the Way That I Love You podcast. And today is part 2, episode 9 of I Like My Coffee Hot.
I like my coffee hot.
I just love the way you say it, though.
And then I'm going to hashtag it. Hashtag for this episode, the bedroom's not defiled.
Ooh. All right. Let's chat. So, for those who are just now tuning in for the first time and don't know too much about the podcast is a hot, sexy marriage podcast. We focus on marriage and how to navigate through life's ups and downs from our point of view.
With a little Christian twang to it.
A little Christian swag.
Yeah,
let's call it that. Little Christian swag to it.
Yes. So I am so I have so many thoughts about this particular segment that we're about to get into because we already did the hot coffee. And I like my coffee hot, part 1, where we talked about, if you haven't heard it, you might want to go and check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Where we talk about how we let each other know we're in the mood to have sex.
Yes.
And our code word, which was hot coffee.
Yes.
And we would put on a pot of coffee. Like, baby, you want a pot of coffee? You want a cup of coffee?
Yes.
And that just meant that you knew what the other person wanted. He was going to give it up that night.
Yeah. Straight to it. And like I said in the last podcast, like, we're all adults and this is something that happens. Like, sex is a thing, definitely, for marriage.
It's an important conversation.
Yes, it's an important conversation.
It's
that
natural.
Needs to be had. Like you said, it's natural.
It's healthy.
Oh, it's definitely healthy.
What other words can I think of so you can look at me like that?
You can probably say anything and I'll look at you like that. You can say Fruit Loops and that'll drive me crazy.
So a lot of, like, we were talking to our Gen Ed pastor today, and they were talking about they had put on a video to show to the I guess the marriage group that they were
the young adults, Gen X, and when they put on the marriage video, I think they said the marriage video was talking about having great sex. And some people were kind of like taken back. Yeah. And
a lot of times in the church, in different religions, those things aren't talked about openly. It's talked about. Everybody's having sex, right?
Right.
That's married, and those that aren't married,
they're still
having sex anyway, But we were going to talk about the married individuals. So we're married, and sex comes with being married. That's like it comes hand in hand. So I just don't understand, why are we so taken back when we have to talk about sex and sexual pleasures and things of that nature? Because if we're talking about how to mend our minds so our hearts can be on one accord, how to do things together, and you talk about all these things that bring you to an intimate place, what comes after you get to that would be the natural order of things, and that would be to make love. So why are we so taken back?
Yeah, that boggles my mind as well. But it's definitely based on the upbringing, a lot of tradition. I'm thinking in my mind, like, people being brought up in tradition and not true religion or true teaching of how to come together. Like, we work so hard to be married, And when we get married, there are still rules and regulations to say what's good and what's not good.
Well, I don't have any rules. I mean, we have rules, but our rules are set between the two of us.
Right.
And so we're kind of like dive into, like, I just want to get right into it, right?
Hey.
So, it's the
no pun taken. No pun intended, rather.
Yeah, that's how it go. Being the bedroom is, some people say, well, you can't do this in the bedroom, but the bedroom is not defiled. I'm not going to say any and everything can go on in the bedroom, because we have a moral compass that tells us what's right and what's wrong. But the Bible tells us that in Hebrew 13:4, it talk to us about the bedroom not being defiled, is undefiled. And to me, as long as it's something consensual between the both of us,
right,
and we are not focusing on anyone else, and we're coming together to pleasure each other,
right,
and it's something that we both want, I don't see what's wrong with that. Now, when you talk about like maybe bringing porn or certain things in to, and some people do this, but for us, that's bringing in another entity, another thing to take your mind off your husband or your wife,
right? And
then it becomes adultery, because then when a man or a woman is thinking about something else of pleasure that's sexual, then they're committing adultery,
right?
So as long as I'm committing myself to you and you're committing yourself to me, then we're in agreement that we can bring in toys, we can bring in lotions and all kind of things that you can,
right, we can pleasure each other with. Like when you just mentioned the whole thing about porn, like we had a conversation before we even had this conversation, and you made a valid point. Like mentally, like even today in service, talking about mental immorality and stuff like that, how I think Pastor Mark really coined it and hit the nail on the head with the teaching today. And it's true, like what you just said as well. When you bring something like that in, you're now taking your focus off of your spouse, and you're using something else to stimulate you so you can perform for your spouse. Like
you're using something to stimulate you for you. Yeah, like you have this, it's almost like you're satisfying a lustful space that you have in order to be what you need to be or who you need to be for your spouse. Like, what do you think? I think you're hitting it on a nail, like, but it's like, okay, so we bringing in another person or another or a movie or something,
right?
And now I'm not focused on you. My eyes are elsewhere. My mind is elsewhere. I'm looking elsewhere. So we're not one. And we talk about dating and being intentional to be one and all these things. So to me, I don't want anything to come in between, especially that's the most intimate time right. I mean, it's most time that we could be completely intimate with one another.
Right.
So why would I want to bring anything else outside of the two of us, mind to mind? And as for us, we operate. We're Christians, so we operate in the Christian way. But some Christians say, well, you can't do certain positions and stuff like that. So you have to be missionary style. Well, I didn't see that in the Bible at all. So we're encouraged to do what works for us. We talked about in episode 8. You have to come to a clear understanding. Communicate with each other what works for you in your bedroom. And whatever works for you, for the both of you, that's what goes on, and no one else has to know about it. And it doesn't have to be talked. It's true intimacy.
Right, and that's where the bedroom is not defiled comes into play at. Like, what goes on is almost like that saying, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But like you said, and we keep stressing, as long as you have that clear communication between the two and you both are on one accord with your intimacy, then it's your bedroom. You're married. Mm-hmm. Have at it.
Have at it. Have fun. Enjoy it.
Now, I know there was some other scriptures that had some good text that we could kind of like.
Well, okay, so you got the bedroom's not defiled. We wanted to really get on that. Then you have defile. If you defile your bedroom by keeping yourself from each other. So if I decided that I'm just not going to give you sex, or you decide you're not going to give me sex, that is not pleasing. I cannot withhold sex from you.
Right.
And like, okay, so we're going into scripture again. The Corinthians 7:35 says, "Don't withhold yourself from one another, because that way you'll tempt the enemy." So, and that's another thing. That's another thing that can corrupt the bedroom. So you withholding yourself from one another, and then someone creeps in, and then now we're committing adultery in our minds and our hearts, or physical. It doesn't matter, because we are withholding each other from the pleasure of being close. We're cutting off the part that makes us one. One of the parts that make us one.
Right.
It's not the part, but it's one of the things that draw us together.
Right. And like you said, you don't want to leave a foothold for the enemy to slip in, because once you do that, then that leaves opportunity for something to happen outside of the marriage. And it's the devil he's so slick in how he moves and operates, and you don't want to put yourself or open that up to put yourself in that type of position to damage your marriage.
Mm-hmm. And then that comes in when you do that, then one or the other or both could, I'm not going to say that you would, commit adultery in your mind and your hearts, and that kind of separates. And then the bedroom becomes defiled, because then you have to try to get back. And if you're trying, but you've already separated your mind and your heart from one another. And that's what makes it hard in the bedroom, where so you may want to bring in other people or bring in porn and different things, because you haven't found how to truly connect with one another, which comes from talking. It comes from spending time together and just kind of working out your issues that you have and being on one accord. Again, like in episode 8, we talked about creating guidelines, creating understanding, safe words and understanding. Yep. So you feel like you can let down your hair.
Yeah, definitely. This is this is a topic that we can talk about forever. You know what I mean? The emotional part is serious, more serious than physical, because like you just so plainly stated, once you're emotionally detached, you're not going to want to do anything physical. You know what I'm saying? And even if you try to do something physical, emotionally, you're not there. So that's a whole nother world of trouble.
So this seemed like such a serious topic. And I usually wrote like talking and sexy or towards each other. But I mean, I want to do all of that. But I feel like it's such a serious topic, is because people don't want to talk about it.
Right.
I don't understand like how people clench up when you talk about sex. It's natural.
Yes.
I love to just like be in my husband's arms and, and bathe in his arms. And once I do that, listen, the next thing I'm going to be all over him, because I love him that much. I just can't get enough of him.
And like you said, being in each other's arms is satisfying, as well as the actual act of making love. You know what I mean? Because we have that connection and because we have that understanding, we can satisfy ourselves emotionally and mentally to the extent that it will bring a physical pleasure. You know what I mean? And that's the amazing part. And I love that God put us together and gives us that within one another. That's how we were meant to be. You know what I'm saying? How things were ordained for us to be together in marriage. So it's a whole lot. It's so many different levels, and I don't know, babe. I don't know. I feel strong about this, And I want people to get it. I want marriages to get it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because this is something that's so key and so important that needs to be practiced.
So the homework for this week is to have lots and lots of sex.
Yeah, remember we had service that one time.
And Pastor Murray told us to go have sex.
He was like, hey, y'all might be mad at me, but I just feel like it's just something in the air right now. But I'm encouraging everybody, after today, just go home and
who's married. Yeah.
Who's married, yeah.
Go home and have lots of sex.
Yeah,
just have sex.
Like, get it on whatever you're going through. Just sex it out.
I don't know what his counseling session was like that whole week. Well, I just want to say thank you to all of you.
Yes.
Who have continuously come and listen to the Way That I Love You podcast over the last 2 months, babe. It's about 2 months.
Wow.
And we have some dedicated listeners out there.
Thank you. We
would like to know your feedback. If you can go into our website or any of your streaming platforms and write a review. Our website is www.thewaythatIloveyou.live.
Yes.
And you can write a review on the website. Or you can go to your streaming platform, which will be Amazon, Apple, Spotify, any of all those good things. Write a review. We want to know what you think about our podcast. We want to know how engaging it is, what we can talk about, and what best suits you as a listener.
Yes.
Because you are important to us.
You are very important to us. And you are so important that we included another segment that you all were asking for. And we call this segment Classified Love.
Classified Love. Tell them what it is, baby.
So Classified Love is where you can go to our website, to www.thewaythatIloveyou.live, and in the Let's Chat session you can write a letter or a topic that you would like to discuss. It could be from your own personal relationship, and it's something that you can submit and we'll review it through the show and give our point of view on it. So again, that's called Classified Love.
Why is it classified?
We want to make sure your privacy is protected and that the writer remains anonymous while we discuss the topic.
If you want to be anonymous.
If you want to be anonymous.
If you bold, be bold.
Hey. I like that.
Once again, we thank you so much. We can't thank you enough. This is episode 9 of the Way That I Love You podcast. I like my coffee hot. Hashtag the bedroom is not defiled.
Part 2.
We doing it, y'all.
Yes, we are. And we're doing it every Thursday night as well for our live session. We have the Thursday night lives where we have guests and where you can interact with us and ask our guests questions. And that's being streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. So again, Thursday night live, Let's Chat session with our guests where you interact with us.
But I don't want to forget all the anniversaries and birthdays out there.
Oh yeah.
And all those special moments. You can hashtag your special moment at hashtag the Way That I Love You podcast. You can put it on any social media outlet. We will find you.
Yes, we will.
And we will post your picture on our Facebook page. How about that?
I like the way that sounds.
All right, y'all. We about to go have sex. Enjoy your night.
Enjoy. I love you, baby.
I love you too, baby.